Hi, my name is Jessica Petruccelli. My student number is 18912552. My teacher is Najia and I attend her class on a Tuesday from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. So today I'm going to be doing a brief report on savoury snacks in Australia. I'm going to be giving you guys a macro environment analysis as well as identifying and describing the segments in the industry, and furthermore making a recommendation as to which segment I believe is the best and most profitable. So through the macro environment analysis, I identified 3 influences that I believe were the most important and I guess the most reoccurring when I was doing my research, and they were legal, social and political influences. So by outlining these influences in my report, it was made evident that the savoury snack industry in Australia is a growing market and will only continue to grow due to all the information and research that I had gathered. Okay, so I'm going to be starting off my macro environment analysis by talking about a political factor in which was created in 2008 and funded by the Australian government. It is called the National Health Schools Canteens Project. So the ultimate goal for this project funded by the Australian government was to pretty much give a set of guidelines to canteen managers, and through these guidelines they could see what should always be on the canteen menu, they should select carefully, or should not be on the canteen menu. So these guidelines gave nutrition information about certain snacks such as savoury snacks, being potato chips or muesli bars and foods like that. So it really educated people in the schooling industry that may not know a lot about nutrition. So in relation to savoury snacks in Australia, in the guidelines it was actually put in the select carefully category, because obviously you can get savoury snacks that may be healthier than others. So canteen managers therefore could evaluate what snacks were maybe healthier than others and put them in the canteens. Instead of putting maybe biscuits and chips, they could put protein bars or things with a less sugar intake. A negative of these guidelines was that because they were evaluating savoury snacks, or majority of savoury snacks for that instant, as a negative thing to put in canteens, it was going to obviously maybe decrease the sales in canteens. So that would be a downfall to this political influence. But in also saying that because canteen managers are being educated about the nutrition in particular savoury snacks, by not stopping it but swapping them could actually give a real positive influence to high schools or primary schools, making their canteens healthier and actually accommodating for that healthy lifestyle. So now I'm going to be talking about some social factors that do influence the sales of savoury snacks in Australia, and these take up majority of the consumption of savoury snacks. So these factors I personally think are very important. So they have to do with your education levels, the amount of money you make in a year, your income, and on top of that, the type of lifestyle that you live. So all these factors really make a difference in the way you go about putting savoury snacks into your everyday life. It is shown that people with a lower education level or income are more likely to consume unhealthy savoury snacks rather than those with a higher education or income. Different lifestyles, such as someone who may go to the gym on an everyday basis, whereas someone that wouldn't, is less likely to buy potato chips on a day out. People who want to exercise or worry about their weight aren't really going to buy potato chips or biscuits or muesli bars, unhealthy muesli bars, in comparison to somebody that doesn't exercise and isn't as knowledgeable about the risks of having those types of savoury snacks every single day. So the people that aren't knowledgeable about those things are more likely to not buy them. So through a website called Insider Retail, I found a graph that pretty much explained which type of savoury snack was most popular and who had eaten that in the last 7 days. So the percentage of people who had eaten that in the last 7 days. So I'll just quickly explain it, and then on the next slide I'll give you a little view of it. So 40% of people had potato chips in the last 7 days, in comparison to the 16% who had a natural snack bar. So this graph pretty much showed that people are more likely to have something unhealthy if they're going to have a snack than something healthy, which is obviously a bit concerning, but at the same time shows how popular unhealthy savoury snacks are in Australia. So the last part of my macro environment analysis, I'm going to be talking about a legal factor, and that legal factor is the food safety standards in Australia. So in the recent 5 years, food manufacturers have faced an increase in regulatory pressures and health regulations, and these health regulations and pressures were aimed to minimise the potential amount of health scares that manufacturers might face in relation to poor food safety and handling. So there are 5 food safety standards, and these are interpretation and application, food safety programs, food safety practices and general requirements, food premises and equipment, and food safety programs for service to vulnerable persons. So all of these make up the standards in which manufacturers must comply to. If they don't comply with them, they are in danger of having a bad name due to not complying with laws, and also affecting the reputation of the manufacturers. So there are a lot of different segments in this type of industry, but the target market that I think is the most profitable would definitely have to be the younger audience, being children from the ages of 6 to 18. So really the school range side of things. And then furthermore, people that obviously are of a lower socioeconomic status. Just because, like I said in my previous videos, those people aren't too concerned about their health and well-being. They're not so much educated about it, or they don't care as much, but they're not so much educated about it. So they're less likely to know the health concerns related to the type of foods related to savoury snacks. But in conclusion, as you can see from the information that I've provided, savoury snacks in Australia is definitely a growing industry and will continue to grow and continue to develop, whether it be in relation to healthy or unhealthy savoury snacks. But it is definitely an industry that is worth investing in because it is very, very popular in Australia and other countries all around the world. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my report.